Welcome back, cowboys and cowgirls. I want to talk to you this week about duplication as discipleship, building people and not just volume. You know, in network marketing, you hear the word duplication all the time. Just duplicate this, follow the system, copy what works. And why systems truly matter, there's a deeper truth most people miss. Duplication is not about copying behavior. It's about developing people. Because if people only copy what you do, business becomes fragile. But if they understand why you do it, the business becomes stronger. Getting into this very first part here. Jesus modeled multiplication through discipleship. Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2. Entrust to reliable people who will also be qualified to teach others. You know, when you're looking at this, Jesus didn't build a crowd. He built disciples. He taught, corrected, equipped, and empowered. His goal wasn't followers. It was multiplication through transformation. Discipleship is an intentional development. And in network marketing, you're going to have followers. You're going to have just product users. There's only going to be a handful of people that really want to build their true business and develop their mindset and just to really expand becoming an entrepreneur. One of the guys that I listen to, especially in the network marketing world, is Eric Worre. And he said this in one of his videos. Do you know what the difference is between an employee, a small business owner, and a true entrepreneur? And it is about taking risk. Entrepreneurs know how to take risk, calculated risks, but they're still taking risk. And when you're teaching somebody, you're going to want those people that, especially in your network marketing business, that will take that risk to follow you and allow you to develop them into your system and understand why you have this system. And they still have to put their own little spin on it, because if not, it's just a robot in there. So everybody has their own little spin on the exact same system. In my business, we have our system. But if I watch all the leaders on it, they all have their own little spin on how they present the system. And that's why, because that works for them, their behavior, and it connects with different type of people. So that's why you just need to really truly understand going back of becoming a true somebody through discipleship and how to truly use multiplication. Remember, Jesus didn't say, watch me. He said, follow me, learn, and then go do the same. And with the disciples, they went out there and started teaching, but they did not teach the exact same way Jesus did. They couldn't duplicate Jesus, but they learned and they went out there and still taught some of the same lessons. Part 2, why most network marketing doesn't duplicate well. So we get into Hebrews chapter 5, verse 12. You need someone to teach you the elementary truths all over again. And this is true. Many teams teach activity, not understanding. People are told what to do, but not why. And without understanding, confidence is low. And consistency breaks. Their leadership never develops. And with this creates dependency instead of growth. So if you're already in a network marketing company, look at what are your leaders teaching you, or are they helping you not at all? So make sure you're understanding the why. Ask them why this system. Why do you do it this way? If they can't explain, you might need to go higher up, whoever developed this system, to truly understand why you're using this system and just not do this system. So make sure you can focus on that when you're asking your team on it. And before you even join a network marketing company, if you haven't joined one and you're asking, you need to ask them these questions. What system? How do you teach it? They're just saying, well, watch this video and just follow exactly what they're saying. They're not going to be great leaders for you to develop underneath. You might need to find another leader to join underneath, or find a different network marketing company to join. So make sure you're keeping that in the back of your mind, because that is really key, because network marketing is just not about selling your product, having people join you. It's about, one of the strongest things about network marketing is your development of your mindset in this. So remember, if your team can't function without you, you haven't duplicated. you've just created dependency. And you don't want to be part of one of those teams. Part 3, systems support people. They don't replace them. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 5. Let the wise listen and add to their learning. Systems are necessary for simplicity. And we need to have a good system that's very simple to follow, simple so they can put their own little spin on it. But systems alone don't truly build leaders. People need context. People need mentorship. People need encouragement. And sometimes they need correction. Systems help you scale activity. Leadership scales people. So if you need to scale your business builders, system alone is just not going to work. You need leadership of how you can guide them, coach them, mentor them to get to the next level. Because it's usually up in here that they're failing when they're doing this stuff. And remember, a system can guide someone. Only leadership can grow them. Get in the fourth part here. What discipleship-based duplication looks like. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 12. To equip his people for work of service. Kingdom duplication includes teaching people how to think, explaining principles, just not the scripts, encouraging ownership, allowing people to grow at their pace. And this is one of the things that most network marketers, leaders kind of miss on that. And we'll come back around to that. Modeling integrity consistently. So when we're looking at allowing people to grow at their pace, they might not do it at the same speed as you've done it. You might not get to the next rank advancement, in the 90 days that they had out there planned. They might only get there halfway. They might not do it exactly the same way. True leaders can see, are they still progressing along the way? Are they making the steps going forward? Because eventually these guys that may be taking it at a slower pace, all suddenly will just hit this curve and they just go up. Because they understood the principles. They understood how to think. It's just not all about how fast somebody can get there. It's about how well they understand it. In duplication, it also means letting people make mistakes. Because mistakes are the greatest tool for learning and adapting on it. Coaching instead of controlling them. Encourage them. And build confidence in them over time. Because a lot of people have a lot of negative confidence in themselves of being able to do something, especially if they've never done network marketing before. It's very hard for them to have confidence of going out and talking to people, getting online, giving a presentation, standing up, doing a presentation online or in person. It takes time to build that confidence. So remember, your job is not to create copies of you. It's to create leaders who can stand without you. So please remember that. And the fifth part here, duplication requires patience. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. Let us not grow weary in doing good. So discipleship takes time. It doesn't. People don't grow overnight. They don't change overnight. They always have to continuously on that learning curve, okay? When you rush them, it creates pressure. And then they were like, well, I don't like this pressure. I don't like this. You give them anxiety. You can give them inconsistency because when you pressure them, there might be missing steps because they missed a learning part of this stuff. Don't rush people. Don't create pressure on them. Even though as much as you want for them to exceed, they still have to do it at their own pace. And if you don't grow leaders quickly, you grow them correctly. Leadership takes time to develop. So remember that, everyone. So wrapping up this week's lesson here is build people, not just structure. If you want a business that lasts, focus on people, not just enrollment, not just volume, not just rank, people, because this is a people business. It's a relationship business, all right? Because when people grow, confidence grows, consistency grows, leadership grows, and eventually the business grows too. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this lesson this week. Comment below, have you experienced real mentorship or just system? And I can say for me, I've experienced real mentorship of them challenging me, then stepping back and letting me digest it, learn, and make some mistakes along the way. But they was always there to put me back on track. They never felt pressured. They've had to call me out on the rug a couple of times, but hey, that's what true mentorship does. So I want to hear from you guys. Put that in the comments. What if you've experienced real mentorship before. And next week, we're going to be wrapping up this entire system with how to build a business you're actually proud to pass on. Because this is key, because we're building a kingdom, which means legacy too. So remember, cowboys and cowgirls, build slow enough to teach. Build strong enough to last. That's how duplication becomes legacy. God bless you all. See you next week.